Well, hello everybody. Heroes welcomes you to Friday Night Magic, Modern Edition. I am, as always, your host, Brent Stearns. Today, we have Bob is actually playing. We don't know how long he'll play, but he has what he's called a spicy deck. I know it's blue-white something. I see his Serum Visions, and I know he's going to 6. I do know, too, I don't know exactly what he's playing. He told me he wasn't going to tell me, so this is going to be just wonderful. He did tell me he did not want to play against Burn, so we got Matt playing Burn. So we'll see how this goes, if Bob continues playing, or if he's going to scrub out this round and join me in the commentator booth. I don't know. We'll see. So far from the limited cards I see, it just looks like blue-white control, but... Oh, you know what? Maybe blue-white wasn't right. I think I see a copycat in his hand. I think he's playing the Saheeli combo. So I might have to fix this a little bit. I'll keep it as blue-white something, but I'm pretty sure it's Jeskai Saheeli copycat combo. So Matt with a turn 1 Vexing Devil. Thought Bob paid the 4 life to sacrifice it, but is this burn deck? Now Bob's at 16, so I think he paid to counter it, but Matt still has it in play, and Bob hasn't said anything, so hopefully we'll figure this out. Kyle Hype, along with Brent Hype. Bob Hype, he's actually playing. Okay, they figured it out. Yeah, he didn't tell me what it is, but I think I saw the stupid cat that was the bane of Standard for a while, but then using the Saheeli, so I think he's playing that combo deck, like combo control. The Wall of Omens. I believe that was a Leyline of Sanctity from Matt. I didn't see, but it looks like he has it just on that top part of the screen. So that's an interesting inclusion in the burn deck. Didn't have a turn 2 play, but it has a turn 3 Goblin Guide giving Bob another land. While Omens is pretty good against the Goblin Guide. How's your week, Kyle? Mine was a lot of work, and I have to work overtime this weekend, so I'm so excited for that. But I digress. I get to watch some Magic right now, and that's worth it right there. Yep, there is the Saheeli Rye. Oh, yeah. Regionals. The regionals here was canceled, though we ended up not getting as much snow as they predicted, so I don't think they needed to cancel it, but yeah, they canceled it up here. How'd you do? So So this is the Saheeli Rye that Bob played. It looked like he copied the Wall of Omens using the -2 ability. It puts a token into play. That's a copy of the creature, and then you sacrifice the creature. So basically just drew a card.
This isn't a creature, but you could do 2 damage here.
Yeah, my wound would be good.
So he's trying to use Searing Blood. I think he realized he couldn't do that. He does have a Boros Charm that can target the Saheeli Rye. Okay, so there's 2 damage right now on the thing.
When it dies, if it dies this turn.
Yep.
So it'd have to die in order for Bob to take the 3 damage.
I'm gonna swing for 2. Okay.
I'll get the trigger first. This will die, so I'll take 3. Or is it? No, only when that's cast. Okay.
Well, it says when it dies this turn, deal 3.
Let's take a look at that. Searing Blood.
And then I will Boros Charm you for 4. And I will pass turn.
So it does 2 damage to target creature. When that creature dies this turn, it does 3 damage to the creature's controllers. So yeah, Bob blocked it even after it was Searing Blood. He didn't take the damage right away, but he took the damage after he blocked the Goblin Guide. But Matt is keeping the Saheeli in play. I think Bob needed to draw a land.
The ley line of security protected me from that.
It does not target. It just says to each of them.
Alright. So it has to be a 10. Sorry.
I think they were arguing about her +1.
I had to read it myself too.
Your +1 is scry 1, and it does 1 damage to each opponent. Doesn't target, so he still takes the 1 damage, even though he has that ley line of sanctity out.
Swing at your Planeswalker.
Bob reveals another land. He has a bolt for that Goblin Guide.
And we'll Skullcrack you for 3.
Bob's down to 3. Matt has no cards in hand. Does he have the Felidar Guardian in hand? I need to change his deck name. Does he have the Felidar Guardian? He does! So, this is kind of a relic of something like Kiki Control or Twin. So, it says, Saheeli says, -2, you can create a copy of a creature. You know, a creature comes into play, sacrifice at the end of the turn, it gains haste. Now, what he played was at the time standard standard banned Felidar Guardian.
Alright, that's 1.
That was close. You'd have one more burn spell.
So when he comes into play, exile a permanent you control, then put it into play under its put it back into play under its owner's control. So I know Kyle is probably astute on this combo, but basically you -2 the Saheeli, put a copy of Felidar Guardian into play. The come into play trigger happens with Felidar Guardian. You
That was a new one. Yeah.
exile Saheeli, and immediately comes back into play. State-based effects pretty much say that it's a new Planeswalker, so you can use Saheeli's -2 again, create another Felidar Guardian, and you can do that as many times as you want, preferably enough to kill your opponent. So Bob down to 2 life against Burn and was able to get there with the combo. Oh boy. That was a mold of 5. That lucky Wall of Omens saved him a bunch of damage from that Goblin Guide. That was pretty exciting. So now that Matt has seen the combo, he might try to value put a little bit more burn spells on the Saheeli. You know, and it's not really a popular deck, and in fact, it's not really a deck anymore at all. And if you weren't around during the standard time, you might not know. You know, if you see Saheeli, you just think it's kind of a value planeswalker. So, you know, if you're not familiar with it, it can definitely pitch you out of left field.
That's humbling.
You gonna go first then, Disney?
Yes. Play.
Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
So I see Eidolon, I see an Anger of the Gods. That's interesting. I think he's going to keep. I believe I saw a Goblin Guide. Always where you want to be and burn. Oh no, that was a that was in fact a Rift Bolt. I must have saw. I thought it was the Goblin Guide. Untap. Well, did it during the wrong phase, but that's okay.
Scalding Tarn. I will 1 to search, 2 more to bring.
They both knew what was going on.
Oh, take it. Let's start with
15? Okay.
yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you. Just so excited. All right. Let's start with a suspended
Oops.
Rift Bolt.
Well, I think he was going to suspend it anyways, but it fell out of his hand, so he suspends another Rift Bolt and attacks for 2 with a Goblin Guide. Bob reveals a Spreading Seas. It's another interesting card with the Feldar Guardian because it blinks any permanent you control. So even if you Spreading Seas their land, you can blink the Spreading Seas, target another land or the same land, and basically draw a card. Well, draw a card off the Spreading Seas. Bob searches up a basic mountain. And play that Spreading Seas.
Okay.
Alright. So now his
Oh, okay.
land is now is an island. Only is an island. Only taps for blue. Which burn is a really kind of most of the cards use use their red mana.
At least one of us is paying attention.
They don't usually have colorless mana in their any other spells, so cutting them off a red might be good though. Matt does have a couple extra lands in hand, so it doesn't really do much.
Eidolon of the Great Revel. Every time you cast a spell for your last.
So Matt now plays the Eidolon of Rhetoric.
To me as well. And then I was going
Attacks for 2. Bob reveals a Snapcaster Mage, going down to 9. Bob just says go.
Alright, let's see here. Scalding Tarn. Okay, 1 down to 14, and I am just looking for... Not that. I will swing 4.
So Eidolon Trigger reveals another Spreading Seas. Wonder if Bob's just going to use the Snapcaster trade with the Eidolon.
Take 2 damage. Snapcaster.
Okay.
Block. Eidolon.
Ready?
Looks like that's exactly what he does.
Okay, so that will resolve.
Okay.
We'll still take the 2.
Yep.
And then 5. And then I will skull crack you for 3. And I will take 2 points for that.
Okay.
And that dice. Apologize. Pest you.
Bob's going down to 1.
Let's go to 1.
Like 2 and 1 are virtually the same number at this point.
All of your spells deal at least 2.
Yeah, so, you know.
I believe Matt again is empty-handed, but he's got lethal on board, and he's playing a deck that is almost all counter or all burns. So Bob's got to figure out something here. Also, Bob won game 1. Forgot about those little counters.
Did you want to pay light?
Oh, you're right. He does have that Anger of the Gods in hand. He does. You're absolutely right.
Okay, so now they're both islands.
I didn't see that card over to his right there.
Alright.
Don't kill me, bro.
Sorry.
Killed me.
He draws us, or
Down to the 3rd.
not a Skull Clamp. What's that
You know,
card?
if it's game 1, I might.
Anyways, that's 3 damage. Skull Crack. Man, I wish it was a Skull Clamp. That'd be a... I mean, it's totally not a busted card that should stay banned. Yeah, Skull Crack. Same thing, basically, not the same at all. So here we got Bob on the left, playing his Spicy Brew. He was telling me he's got the bug lately. Just really wanted to play, and that's what he put together. And Matt's usually a regular around here. I believe this Burn is kind of the deck. This is his pet deck. You know, the deck that he always plays. You know, there's always the two kinds of people. There's people like me and Bob who have to switch decks every hour. And then there's people like, you know, Matt or like Noah Miller, sorry. You know, he always plays humans, you know, and those are their pet decks. There's nothing wrong with that. And it's probably better because then you get to, you know, learn your deck. Learn the ins and outs, learn the situations. Or like Kyle, his pet deck is that Eternal Command deck. which is a great deck. I guess I should ask, what did you play during regionals?
I will keep. Good. That back, and your go.
Looks like Matt went to 6. Oh, you played Jeskai Control? Alright. You didn't play this Saheeli Control, did you? That would be crazy.
18.
I'm guessing you played the inferior version. You know, the one that is a verified deck.
Yep.
So Matt plays the Vexen Devil turn 1. Bob chooses to take the 4 life. Goes down to 15 after that fetch land. This is Spreading Seas. Alright. Cuts him off of his red mana. Does have it in mountain, and bolts Bob down to 12. I was really hoping you'd say you played the Eternal Command, Kyle. I actually was hoping you're like, yeah, I did play Eternal Command, and I did great. I got first place. Jeskai Control. I mean, if I played, that's probably what I would have played too, but still. Ooh, Bob takes the 2 life to play Hollowed Fountain. Play a Wall of Omens. Alright, draws his card after scrying it with the Serum Visions. Matt draws his second red source, so he can play that Eidolon this turn. Ooh! That's a spicy meatball. I like it. Dig it. So Matt goes for the Lightning Helix, putting Bob to 7. Matt up to 19. And a Johnny. So Bob with the Feldar Guardian, targeting his basic island. Wonder if that means he has a Dispel in hand.
Still works. Skull crack.
So Matt goes for the Skull Crack, and Bob has that Dispel.
Well, in that case, I will just suspend it.
And he suspends a Rift Bolt. Does Bob have the Saheeli? Matt's tapped out. This is his time. He hasn't slammed it yet. Probably means he doesn't have it. Serum Visions? Draw. Ugh. Didn't quite get a good look at it. I see a Saheeli is on top.
Don't be smart, Bob. Don't be smart. Okay. That'll counteract all the stupid things I've done this game.
Well, wait a second. So Bob was going to fetch. Realized, wait a second, I need to draw that Saheeli first. Oh, Bob, you almost just messed that up, my friend. Wait a second, I need to draw that Saheeli first before I fetch. What am I doing? Wow. Bob gets it in 3 against Burn, the deck he specifically said he didn't want to play against.
I mean, I drew it around here. So
Whoops.
if I played
Holy smokes. Oh, we might be seeing Bob round number 2. We shall see. Right now, it's just me in here. We probably will be doing a deck tech with the Jeskai Saheeli control. So, see if we either get a... I'm looking, like I'm looking around like an idiot. So, see if I can either move a match around or get Bob in here to talk about his deck. I don't know. Stick around. Thank you for watching, everyone. Kyle? Hello and welcome again. We are round number 2. We're gonna have Bob again, playing as Jeskai Saheeli, and we got I can spell Manny Henderson. He's playing what he calls Electro-Balance. Now I saw a very smidgen of his deck. It's blue-red. Yeah, I see a Greater Gargadon. A bunch of cantrips. But it plays Restore Balance. Probably going to sacrifice all the lands to the Greater Gargadon, and so, no hands. He's going to have Greater Gargadon. No lands, rather. Greater Gargadon. Also, the way he plays Restore Balance is... wow, can't think of the name. Kyle, you know what it is. It's a 3-mana enchantment that you can play a spell with convert mana cost equal to the number of time counters on it, or charge counters, and you put a counter on it every turn. People are trying to play it with Ancestral Visions. My goodness, it has like a hand, like he has it in his hand. As foretold. See, Kyle, this is, gosh, this is stupid, and well, I'm stupid because we even discussed it beforehand. It's as foretold. You are absolutely correct, Kyle. That was a stretch. It looks like Manny has the as foretold. So yeah, at the beginning of your upkeep. But yeah, it's a time counter. And on each of your turns you can pay 0. It looks like he's doing that, so he's sacrificed everything to the Greater Gargadon and cast Restore Balance. So this is one of the old time-shifted cards off of Balance. It was a 1 and a white sorcery. This one has a Suspend 6. Words are hard, as we all know. It has no mana cost, though its converted mana cost is 0. So with the I am messing everything up. I apologize. I just was floundering. Anywho, so yeah, if we do everything right. So, okay, as foretold, says you can pay 0 rather than paying its mana cost. Now, the Restore Balance, let me put that up again and try not to mess everything up. Has no converted mana cost, though you can play it with the as foretold. So each player chooses a number of lands he or she controls equal to the number of lands controlled by the player who controls the fewest, then sacrifices the rest. Then they do creatures and discard cards the same way. Very weirdly worded, but basically, like Manny sacrifices all his lands, so Manny has 0 lands in play, Bob has to sacrifice all his lands. Then they go down to equal creatures and equal card size. So the way that this deck is kind of formed, it's kind of a pseudo Armageddon / Wrath of God. I can speak. Manny, if you're watching this in the future, I told you not to do that. I told him right away, don't watch this game, because as you can see, I was already floundering. I knew how everything worked. I'm just really bad at explaining it, because I'm just here for the jokes. Because I'm just a big joke. I'm just kidding. But maybe. But Bob looks like he's coming back pretty well from being kind of Armageddoned. Although I guess he's stuck on 2 lands. Manny has 2 lands. Both islands right now. As foretold goes up to 3. The Greater Gargadon must be getting... Can't really see how much is on there, but we know it's not that much, especially after sacrificing the lands earlier. So Manny with an opt. I think he's kind of stuck on 2 lands as well. At least Bob has his 3 colors. Manny just has 1 color right now. So he has a Faithless Looting, but he can't cast it. It's like another As Foretold he's going to cast with the As Foretold. Has a remand in hand that he can use on Bob's turn with the As Foretold with 3 counters. Bob does find his 3rd land. See if he's gonna, if he has Saheeli, if he's gonna try to slam it or maybe just try to wait this turn. He's gonna play Wall of Omens. See if Mandy will remand that or I'll let that go. Looks like he uses the remand. Draws another. Oh, he draws a land. He has another remand in hand. He has a Jace in hand that he can play. Do like how it looks like the As Foretold. It looks like the hands are just holding up the dice saying, I'm at 4. I'm at 4. So Manny decides to sacrifice a land to put the Greater Gargadon into play. Suppose we can look that one up too. Bob might have a path in hand. Looks like he searched up a Hallowed Fountain. So Greater Gargadon is a 1 mana suspend, or 1 red mana to suspend. Suspends for 10. But you can sacrifice. Oh, he doesn't have a path. Or he had a path and Manny remanded it. But yeah, Greater Gargadon. You can sacrifice artifact, creature, or land to remove a time counter. Obviously only use it if it's suspended. And so that's part of the combo is you suspend a turn 1. And then as we saw a couple turns later, he was able to play the As Foretold, sacrifice all his lands, and play the Restore Balance. So it looks like he plays the Jace with the As Foretold with 4 counters. Calls this Electro-Balance. We should just call this Suspend because of all the suspense. But yeah, he also, it makes sense, he also runs the Ancestral Recall Suspend card, Ancestral Visions. So it looks like he did. He now is going to path the Greater Gargadon. Chooses not to search for a basic land. Uh-oh. So he's going to suspend another Greater Gargadon. Probably going to sacrifice his 2 lands to play the Restore Balance. Bob is tapped out. And Bob says that's enough. He knows he can't come back after the second Restore Balance. So that was a very interesting game. Trying to figure this out. Maybe we should just go back to the feature table. Looks like the mic table wasn't working on that one, so instead of having dead space. You can hear me, hear some rumbling, and it'll be just dead space with mumbling. Ooh. Do you smell that, people? Probably not. But I believe that is the smell of the round 2 pizza. You know what that means. Pizza time! This is where everybody in chat tells me what their favorite pizza is. Favorite, maybe pizza and soda combo. Maybe favorite pizza and beer combo. He Rock? The Rock? Dwayne Johnson? Dwayne the Tub Johnson? I think I missed part of the conversation of myself. Unless you're wondering if he's playing Black-Green, which is also commonly known as Rock. But I know that's not what you meant. Oh! Remember, I'm an idiot, so yes, I did smell what The Rock was cooking, and he was cooking up a pile of pizza. Can you smell what The Rock is cooking? Pepperoni pizza with mushrooms. Oh. See, I'm kind of boring because that's usually my pizza choice. I get Pizza Hut sometimes, and I'll usually get pepperoni and mushroom. There's a deal if you get online, you can get a 2-topping. Otherwise, if I'm going to go all out, I'll just get a Meat Lovers. Oh, Meat Lovers stuffed crust pizza. I'm that dumb. Yeah. So, looks like we're still shuffling. Looks like Manny is a fan of Transformers, the movie. Oh my god. That would be hilarious if we could implement just... Here we go. Bob comes down the line. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. We will try to add WWE theme songs for the players. I won't guarantee anything. In fact, it probably won't happen. But we'll see what we can do. It's like Bob's going down to 6. You know what? I was actually going to put up a theme song for Bob, but I actually don't want to get content ID matched or some baloney or something like that, so I will just keep it the way it is. I mean, if that's the case, I might just have to sing theme songs of people, because no one can match my voice. So Bob with a flooded strand, like he's probably just going to get a tap land. Manny, Mumblet. Right now, the only thing I can think of is the final countdown. I don't know why. So I just want to say the final countdown. And I know that's nobody's WWE theme song, but I will make it my theme song. If I was on camera now, you would have seen my eyes shift as, what the heck am I talking about? So Bob has the very powerful Wall of Omens. Manny has the suspended Ancestral Vision at ×2. Not yet. And a Greater Godardar. Sorry, had a mini stroke there. And a Greater Gargadon. Told you the stick should have been named Electro-Suspend. Take off all the time counters. Draws his third land. Does he have the As Foretold? It does not look like he has it in hand right now. Bob with land number 4 just says go. Manny with an end of turn opt. Those visions are... It's going to be drawing a lot of cards pretty soon. Draws another visions off the... Draws an Ancestral Visions off the Serum Visions. Has a Surgical Extraction in hand. Bob with land number 5. Is time to play the Saheeli? Looks like. See if Manny has a remand, and he does. Bob does not have a counter backup. Really thought I was going to see that there, unless he might be keeping counter spells for maybe that, or maybe he's expecting the Restore Balance, so he might be saving it for that, or maybe he just doesn't have anything. Well, Manny did draw the As Foretold. He drew 4 cards. If that wasn't one of them, that would have been shocking. Don't believe he has a Restore Balance in hand, though. Could be wrong, but I also could be right. Who knows at this point? It is the final countdown. Do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do. So he's going to suspend another Ancestral Visions. Ooh, he has the J Spellbook Negate. Bob's going to go for Saheeli again. He does have the Restore Balance in hand, so... See if Bob plays... counters this Negate, or if he still tries to play around the Restore Balance. Manny's going to be drawing 4 more cards next turn. This is tough. So remand, does he target his own Saheeli Rai or the Negate? Looks like he targeted the Negate. So Bob's going to kind of build his own Ancestral Visions of sorts. Draws a card off the remand and copies the Wall of Omens. Draws a card. So he draws 3 cards during the upkeep. Looks like he forgot to draw his card for the turn. Don't know if I'd missed it or if he just forgot. And it happens. You're drawing so many cards. You have so many cards in hand. Sometimes you lose track. I know I sure lost track if he did or not. No, but yeah, he plays the As Foretold. He has their store balance in hand. Is he going to sacrifice all of his lands? Would have to discard some cards. However, I don't think Manny would care really at this point. So he uses his cranial extraction. Looks like he used it on Bob's remands. It's taking a good look through Bob's deck. Yep, sacrifices all of his lands. Bob knows this is coming. Plays the Restore Balance. Bob loses his creature as well. Looks like they keep the same hand size. I don't think anybody had to discard. This is not looking too good for Bob. I think this Electro-Balance deck is going to be able to get him in 2. So Bob stopped his deck and said, all right, 4 lands in a row. Well, top wasn't a land. The Scry 1 wasn't a land. Looks like the Greater Gargadon comes into play. Bob with a Path in hand, but can't even use it. Attacks Bob for 9. And he might as well ignore the Saheeli. She doesn't really do anything. Draws basic planes for his Path to Exile. I mean, I just feel like Bob is just delaying the inevitable. with his Serum Visions. Looks like a couple lands on top for him. Looks like he's deciding how many lands he needs. He does have another Restore Balance in hand, so I think he might be just kind of looking for another Greater Gargadon at this point. Maybe another Asfertol, and it seems really good in multiples. So Manny is going to upkeep Cranial Extract. Looks like Bob drew a basic mountain for the turn. Looks like, oh, he's taking out all the paths. That seems like a good call. That's pretty much Bob's only answer to the Greater Gargadons, being that seems to be Manny's win condition, obviously, is the Greater Gargadon, so getting rid of Bob's way to dealing with them. Really good heads-up play by Manny, I think. He plays Tear. At least tries to. But Manny with a negate. Hilariously, Bob does have him on 11-turn window. Or 11-turn clock. So I don't even think Saheeli Rise Ultimate does anything in Bob's deck. Manny with a Jace. A Mind Sculptor. So yeah, search your library for up to 3 artifacts. Different names. And I don't even think Bob plays any artifact. I think he plays an Engineered Explosives in the sideboard, though searching for with Saheeli doesn't seem like it would be the right play. So yeah, Saheeli is essentially only there for the combo piece, though like I said, it's slowly dwindling away at Manny's life, though I believe the Jace will take up faster. Bob's going for the burn plan. Just lightning bolted Manny. Manny's down to 7. Bob kept the card on top, drew off of... Kept the card on top, but he didn't play a land, so makes me think that it must be another burn spell. Manny using Jace's Brainstorm ability. Very, very powerful Planeswalker. Very powerful ability. Looks like Manny was able to find a Greater Gargadon, though. I think that was a Teleria West he's transmuting. So yeah, he transmutes Teleria West. Let's look that one up. Sorry, excuse me. That was very uncouth of me. So yeah, he transmuted Teleria West. It's 1 and 2 blue. You can discard it to search for your library for a card with converted mana cost 0. It's any card. Usually it's searched for a land, but Manny's deck has the Ancestral Visions and it has the Restore Balances. So it kind of tutors for his 0 mana spells as well. So that's pretty interesting. So I like the art on that Teleria West. And he is down to 6. If Bob can pull off Bolt, that'd be the comeback of the century. Manny is drawing so many cards every turn. Between the Jace Brainstorm and Ancestral Visions and Serum Visions. Suspend another Gargadon. Bob not fetching is probably a good idea. He draws another land. Though that means he does not have another bolt. Manny down to 5. There's not a land or bolt on top. So I just scry to the bottom. Another Brainstorm activation. Plays another As Foretold off the As Foretold. Just says go. Bob have a bolt in hand. Lightning bolt. Oh, he is gonna fetch down to 6. Guess the interesting thing is, I'm not sure about the land count either, but Bob could be running out of lands too. Go down to 3. Manny, I guess, thought he was shocking himself for some reason. That's okay. Manny's still at 5. Bob is at 3. Bob's life is relatively, after getting down past 9, his life doesn't really matter too much. Okay. So he's going to bring in that Snapcaster. It would have been nice to have that land so he could snap Bolt. However, Manny has an Abrade, I believe. Manny down to 4. Lightning Helix. Bring Bob up to 6. Manny down to 1. There's not too many counters left on that Gargadon. He might just be able to put it into play and swing for lethal. Oh, yep. You attacking the Saheeli? No, I'm attacking you. Okay. Oh my goodness, that was almost... Got him down to 1 life after all that restore balance nonsense, after Manny drawing probably about 75% of his deck. Bob got him down to 1. Bob got him down to 1. I'm sorry about this. Call this laziness. One day I'll shave, and then I'll look different. You guys won't recognize me. Well, Kyle won't recognize me. No one will recognize me. Yee. So that was an exciting game near the end. Getting down to 1. So I'll see what's going on. See if we get that deck tech I promised. Eventually. Maybe this round now. I think Bob was just going to play until he lost, but maybe he'll continue playing. We'll see. So we'll see you back hopefully soon. Also, it's the pizza round, so I got to eat my pizza. So we'll see. We'll see whenever. Well, we are on round number 3. Apparently that last one... Oh, jeez. Apparently that last... I just noticed the camera. The last... Bob's match was one of the last ones, so... we got Ariel Lerner. He's playing... Oh, jeez. I screwed everything up. Don't ask me how I did that. So, we're going to do this on the fly. God... Jeez, I am just all sorts of messed up today. Got Ariel Lerner playing Grixis. Death Shadow. And then we got Noah Miller, who you can't see, playing his humans deck. So, after this round, I'll go see if I can fix that camera. That finicky camera, always on player 2, that just never wants to work right. This looks like Noah had a Thalia. Ariel must have bolted it whilst I was fixing my mistakes. Ariel with a Gurmag Angler. And a Thoughtseize. Humans has a bunch of humans' hands. It looks like Phantasmal Image, which is not a human, but basically is a human. It's got a Thalassian and I think a couple Mantis Riders. Looks like he chooses a Mantis Rider, though he doesn't have the mana to cast it yet, although doesn't really have the mana to cast the Phantasmal Image either. Looks like he's going to go for the Thalia's Lieutenant. And pass the turn. At a 5/5 wall. It's hard to get through at this point. Ariel attacks for 5, puts Noah down to 13. Noah going down to 12. Play a Kitesail Freebooter. Ariel's in the tank for something. Looks like he lets it happen. Pretty sure the play right here is just take the Dismember. But now Noah seems to be in the tank. Well, you can't take the Snapcaster. There we go.
I just got done from
So yeah, he goes for the Dismember. To counter on the Lieutenant and the Champion. We've got a swing in for 4, putting Ariel down to 8. At a turn, he's going to, looks like Fatal Push the Kitesail Freebooter, getting back his Dismember. Looks like he's going to pay the full cost for the Dismember on the Champion of the Parish. Well, he's going to keep going at it. He's going to play another Thala's Lieutenant. So taking this little bit of damage each turn from that Rising Canopy is definitely hurting Noah a lot. Rising Canopy is such a good card. Such a well-designed card because it's definitely needed, but the 1 damage each turn can add up. Looks like he threw that poor old Snapcaster under the bus. Back for 5. I think Noah has to block, otherwise he can't even, essentially loses one of his lands. So yeah, blocks with the fresh Lieutenant. Draws Reflector Mage. Usually pretty good against the Gurmag Angler, but right now it really does nothing. So we're going to Snapcaster Dismember, and it looks like we're going to go on to game 2. I'm going to go see if I can fix that camera and probably the table. So I'll be right back in just 1 second. Well, sort of fixed it. At least the camera's better. Although now somehow it's to the right. It's good enough. We can see what's going on, and we like watching magic. See that? No, it just couldn't get under just those 2 lands that game. Draws the Aether Vial way, way too late. So hopefully he can actually get off the ground this time. This looks like... Well, he has a Noble Hierarch, so that's already a good start. Ariel starts with a cycle of Street Wraith. And it looks like, yeah, I figure he's going to bolt the bird, as it were. Oh, I thought he was going to play a Thalia. I believe that is an Auriok champion. Seems pretty good. The pro black, pro red. Versus the primarily black-red deck. Along with the incidental life gain. Oh, looks like Ariel is the one that's kind of having a lot of land troubles right now. Oh, it was a good hand. Just has drawn about 4 or 5 extra cards without finding an extra land. No, with a Kitesail Freebooter. Probably at this point you just take the Opt. Or the Thought Scour, but Opt has more chances at another land. I didn't see that Dismember, so... Could choose to take the Dismember. Does choose to take the Opt. Excuse me. Oh, he can't actually cast the Dismember right now because of the Thalia. Can't cast the Opt either. He's actually... That 1 mana is not doing too well for him. Draws a land. He plays the Gurmag Angler. Sets up his brick wall. Though the Auriok champion being pro black, it definitely seems like it's going to be really good right here. And no top decks Mantis Riders, so this game, yeah, I was gonna say this game is just about over. So Noah's able to take game 2, so we're going on to the deciding factor of game 3. We'll see who gets on the low mana side resources this game. And we're ready to go. Game 3. Looks like they both kept. I almost think Ariel kept a no-lander. But with the Mishra's Bobble and the the Street Wraith, as he saw the land on top of his library, I could be wrong, but that'd be quite ballsy. Quite the move if that's what he decided to do. Fat Scours himself. Okay, he must have had at least another land in hand, because I don't think he drew any. Well, he drew the one. Never mind. You know what I mean, folks. I don't think he drew any besides the Street Wraith. So now with the turn 1 champion of the parish. It's a humans player that's pretty much the turn 1 they always want to have. So Ariel with now a 3/3 Death Shadow on turn 2. Noah again with that Auric Champion. I think he wants to get that out as soon as he can. It's very strange that he it must be maybe a sideboard thing, but that he kept the those counter spells in hand, because Noah typically doesn't play non-creature spells. Most of his deck is creatures, and Stubborn Denial does not hit creatures. I don't believe that Noah is playing the Collecting Company version that... In fact, with Ancient Ziggurats, I know he's not playing the Collecting Company version. So I believe Ariel attacked and Noah just blocked with his Auric Champion. Now, of course, the card you don't want in your hand, Ariel had 3 of. Yeah, that's pretty much his, like, maybe he can get him with a, if Noah tries for a turn 1 Aether Vial, but yeah, it's definitely, he still has at least 3 in the deck, if not all 4. So quickly he discarded them with that faithful, after you use that faithless looting.
Oh, you can cycle instant speed. I'm just dumb. Yeah.
Looks like Noah was thinking, and I
I for
guess
some reason
attacks have
thought
been
that would be instant
declared.
speed,
So Ariel's going to block,
and that's really dumb of me.
cycle the Street Wraith.
Huge
So that
mistake.
also pumps up the Death Shadow to now a 5/5. Just believe that was a slight misstep on Noah's part.
I'll just throw me. It's all good. Take, what is it, 5? Nope, get 18.
Ariel, he did not draw the
Turn?
Teamer Battle Rage.
Oh, that's a good draw.
Yep, yes it is.
It looks like he has one target for that Inquisition, the Thalia's Lieutenant. Reflector Mage. Alright. Bounce the Death Shadow.
Yeah.
You can attack with everyone, probably except for the champion. Or I'm sorry, the Auriok champion.
That was really bad.
So I can bounce the Death Shadow. We can't play it next turn. Big swing here for 5, I think? Put Ariel down to 3. It's 10 down to Death Shadow. Well, he's going to push the Kitesail Freebooter. Gets his Fatal Push back. Guess there's only a couple counters on that champion. I thought there were more. So the Death Shadow is a 8/8. Though without a Teamer Battle Rage, kind of gets brick walled by this Auriok champion. Draws another champion. Looks like he might cycle that Horizon Canopy. Draws a Thalia's Lieutenant. So yeah, I guess you just start out with champion, followed by Lieutenant of Thalia. Ariel's. It's such an advantage, but at the same time is so far behind. He has the biggest creature, though it is brick walled by a 1/1. And Noah's starting to assemble an army to pretty soon just get that, go around to get that extra 5 points of damage through. Meanwhile, he's been gaining instant life for every creature that comes into play. He's back up to 21. Oh, he is going to attack for 2. Can't block it. Protection from black goes down to 3. Oh boy. It's going down to 2? Oh boy. Alright.
Do you
I don't know. I guess maybe a Snapcaster is what he needed to draw. Goes down to 1.
I mean, that's why it doesn't matter.
Place the second Death Shadow. Just Kaisel Freebooter, see if the coast is clear. Feels that he does have a Snapcaster.
So, this is responses.
His response is going to push the champion.
This? So, because you did response to me casting it, or the trigger? The trigger? Yeah, you're good. You're good. Yeah.
I just want, I don't know what the correct one is. I'm pretty sure it's that.
As he realizes he wants to push the freebooter instead.
Yeah, that's. It has to.
But I think they realized,
Doesn't matter.
I think they both kind of realized that he already made his decision. You know, there was already some weird plays since he did it in response. He couldn't actually push the freebooter because it was not in play yet. He did the Snapcaster thing in response. Ariel should have waited. He can't even take the Snapcaster with the freebooter. Draws a Dismember. Attacks for 1. Pays the full Dismember price.
Why? Not like this. Not like this.
Gets a Stubborn Denial back and even lets the Aether Vial through. Just says go. Aether Vial is at 1. Draws Plains. There's just no way to get that 1 damage through right now. Just says go. Ariel with 2 11/11 Death Shadows. But the thing that's keeping him alive actually is the Snapcaster Mage. Both are just drawing blanks right now. Noah with a land. Ariel does draw a Snapcaster. Does that change anything? I know it. Well, he has the Dismember at least in the graveyard. He can kill something. What did he draw? Oh, all right. So he draws. He draws a Noble Hierarch, which the Exalted trigger will make the Auriok Champion a 3/3. But Ariel with another Snapcaster though is going to be able to double block the champion. If he goes for the attack. What's holding him back right now is it's a 2/2. They would trade. But if he attacks alone, it'll be a 3/3. But Ariel with the second Snapcaster in hand. Does Noah have the read? That's the question. There's no way he has the read. He's going to attack. It's going to get blown out by the second Snapcaster.
Tomorrow you should jump right
Man, if no one has the read,
I swear, if you had the snap,
he really is really well versed with this humans deck. You see him on camera a lot because he's usually in the top seat a lot.
I feel like you're on two.
If he sees this read, you can tell why he's in this spot
Chances. Do you have 3 cards in hand?
as often as he is.
Once a snapcaster and I attack, I think I lose. But if it's not, yeah. But if it's not a snapcaster, you force the block, and then you die next turn.
As he knows, things that's keeping him alive is that Auriok Champion, which can also win him the game. I mean, right here, wouldn't win the game this turn. However, if he attacks,
Hopefully I can decide the game.
Ariel's forced to block, he would still have his Auriok Champion.
Let's do it.
Goes for the attack, and he sees the second Snapcaster. And pushes the champion. Yeah, he's got a couple turns, but man, he needs to draw. I think he just needs to draw exactly Mantis Rider. Ariel with that flashback of the Faithless Looting. Faithless Looting looks like he also plays a Thought Scour on himself. Doesn't attack though. I don't know with Thalia's Lieutenant. Means Ariel needs to set up another blocker. Oh, it does have another Snapcaster in Mage. Snapcaster Mage in hand, I should say. To end a turn opt Ariel. Definitely putting that on the bottom. Don't need another Street Wraith, although it would have been another blocker.
Someone else thinking that you had 2 snapcasters?
Yep.
If you had 4, then that was a bad attack.
Hi, guys.
Bob's here. He is now 2-1 with his Jeskai Saheeli deck. Yeah, Noah keeps trying to make stuff, and Ariel just keeps finding ways to brick wall or otherwise kill his creatures. Should have seen a few turns ago. The only thing, he had an Auriok champion out. The only way that, Ariel can stop is with Snapcaster Mage. So the Auriok champion was a 3/3. He had one Snapcaster Mage out, and Ariel had 2 cards in hand. Didn't know what they were. Noah sat there for a good 2-3 minutes. It's like, do I attack? Do I attack? Finally decided to attack, and Ariel just slams that second Snapcaster to kill the Auriok champion. Noah's just, his face was just like, I can't believe it. You could tell too that he was deep in thoughts. Like, does he have the second Snapcaster? Does he have it? And he sure did. At this point, Noah just really needs to draw. Well, he needs to draw a Mantis Rider. And I believe he just drew one.
Look at you, Brent. Calling him off the top.
I don't think there's any way for Ariel right now to... He has a Snapcaster in hand. I think he has a Dismember, and he can pay full price for it.
Here it is.
Like, if you have gone this
Because he can't Fatal Push it. Yeah, he has to pay the full price Dismember. This game is crazy. Noah right now is at like 21 life because of that Auriok champion.
We'll play another fish.
Yeah, this game is slowly getting away from Noah. Again, he just needs another top deck Mantis Rider.
So you can call it again.
Mantis Rider.
Nope.
Well, those are Horizon Canopy, though. It's a redraw. Oh my goodness.
And the game goes on.
I think Ariel is kind of realizing he should start attacking with at least one of his 11-11s.
Mm-hmm.
He has enough blockers back now.
Oh, you're telling me.
So Faithless Suiting, he discarded the 2 cards that he drew.
He's going to flash it back and look for very specific cards here.
Yeah. Those
Not
are not
bad
it.
cards.
Yeah.
Yep.
Discards more lands, especially fetch lands he can even use. You have attacks with one of his...
I think this is safe.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is definitely safe. Because really, Noah's only out... I don't know how many Auriok champions he plays, but at least to win right now is to...
Mantis Rider, or if he plays another Auriok champion.
Yeah.
I would guess they play 2, if I had to venture a guess.
Yeah, I would think so. But even right now, it's like if he draws it, he can't attack because the Snapcaster Mage.
Oh, yep, he does have another Snapcaster.
Yeah. This is
What's the other card in his hand? Just a plains?
Just, yeah, he has
Okay.
2 lands. He's just making drawing lands almost nonstop.
You see me rip that plains earlier?
Yeah, I did! To Path the Greater Gargadon, that was
Yeah.
great.
Well, that game would have been over a long time ago.
Yes. It's another attack for 11. I mean, I think you still just take this. Go down to 2.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they do play lightning bolts, though, don't they?
I suppose they do, yeah. In fact, I think I do see one in his hand, so...
Yeah, I think you just throw a old lady under the bus.
Yep.
This old lady standing up to this giant death shadow. Can stay back. That did not look like a relevant card.
I think it was a Dismember?
Which member?
Dismember? Ugh. Yep, now attacks with both of them. It's going to probably have to chump block. And really, now I think his only out is Mantis Rider. really thought Noah had this game, but
Never.
after just drawing just land after land after land.
Yeah,
It's a good chance.
that was quite the spicy Snapcaster.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Man, I did go through like 50 cards.
Yep. And then I think I've hit the longest land streak I've ever hit.
Yeah, honestly, this is ridiculous. You probably should have won this game. The Ariel champion really.
I mean, I have 4
I think Noah knows he has to
Yeah.
block both of them. Because even if he blocks just one, even if Ariel doesn't have a Snapcaster, he just or a Lightning Bolt, he can just all out attack next turn anyways. So
Yeah, he's blocked one. He's blocked both here, yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
but
yep.
yeah, he just blocks the one and
Yep. What's the top card? Flip the top card.
There's an Ariel.
Ariel champion, but that one was
A little too late.
little too late. Yeah. All right. Hello.
It's me. I'm not Brent Stearns.
Nope. Well, hold on. We
Not
can change
cool
that.
enough. Not cool enough.
We can change that. There we go.
Hey, it's me.
Hi, it's him. He is playing Jeskai Saheeli.
I am. I am 2-1, surprisingly.
And yeah, he's doing pretty well. Surprisingly, I think.
I beat Tron last round.
Yeah. Heard you spreading seas all his lands.
They played all 4 spreading seas.
Seems
He was
pretty
not,
good.
He was not very happy about it.
Yeah, it happens.
Um,
Is he playing Greentron or Bluetron?
Bluetron.
Okay, well, see, it should have helped him.
Yeah, it was. I mean, they were good games.
Mm.
The last game though, he just drew absolutely terrible. I mean, I should not have won that game. But yeah, hopefully, after the next round, we can get a look at my deck.
Okay.
So, all right, I'm gonna go try not to lose.
Good luck.
You get to listen to Brent more.
I'm sorry.
All right, I'll be back.
Bye-bye. Heroes welcome. Well, heroes are welcome. Guess we started a little bit too soon. But anyways, we got Ariel Lerner on his Grixis Death Shadow. And then we got Manny Henderson back with his blue-red, as foretold, Restore Balance, Electro-Balance deck. I think they're both keeping. Just kidding. Manny's going down to at least 6. Ariel is keeping his 7. We'll see how the deck fares against... we'll see how the Electro-Balance deck fares against the Grixis Shadow deck. Grixis Death Shadow deck. So we got the old Mishra's Bauble. And Inquisition. So we're looking at a Remand, a Jace, a couple lands, and an Ancestral Visions, along with a main deck Relic of Progenitus that Ariel took right away. So Manny's gonna suspend that Ancestral Visions. Ariel's gonna Thought Scour himself. Draws, I believe, a Street Wraith, which he will cycle. Pay the 2 life, obviously, to draw a card. Another Mishra's Bauble. Before he draws off the Mishra's Bauble, he will fetch for Steam Vents.
I could play this top card in this case.
I think Manny just says go. Probably keeping up Remand. I believe he has an Opt as well. Ariel with a Faithless Looting. And a... Well, I hope he's not at 13 life, because that will be a 0/0 Death Shadow. I think he just realized it. So casts a Death Shadow, immediately dying, for it being a 0/0. For some people, it's probably been a long day. Oh, Ariel. So he better resolve when he had a fetch line in play. He could have Probably should have fetched while it was on the stack, but he let it resolve. Again, resulting in it being a 0-0. So now he's at 10, so any future Death Shadows should live. You can tell he is very upset about that misplay. And he spends a Greater Gargadon. Looks like end of turn Ariel is going to play a Snapcaster. Okay, yeah. I was going to say, yeah, he Thought Scoured. Target the Thought Scoured himself. Attack for 2 with the Snapcaster. Dismembers. Doesn't seem relatively good in this matchup. So that Ancestral Vision comes off. Manny draws 3 cards plus his card for the turn. It looks like he's going to draw more cards with Serum Visions. He does have an As Foretold in hand. Did he not draw another land? I don't believe so. Don't know how many cards Manny has in hand, but should be quite up there. Looks like he does have 7. All right. So Ariel again attacking for 2. Ops Team and Battle Rage to the bottom. Eddie draws an island. Suspend another Gargadon. Suspends an Ancestral Vision. Thought Scour on Ariel's turn. Looks like he found a Gurmag Angler. Might see what's going on in Manny's hand with that Thoughtseize. Might be thinking about Remand, but looks like he's going to let it go. He has Sleight of Hand, As Foretold, a Jace. I think that was Remand. I'm not sure what that red card is. I believe Ariel took the Remand. Makes sense. So now he can play the Gurmag Angler. And now he has the... He has a counterspell backup. Manny goes for the Jace, and Ariel quickly counters it.
Jay's so good against elf stuff. That's not like it really matters.
Not sure what Manny's life total is, but it's definitely not 20. He's getting down there. Like a flashback of the Faithless looting. Discards that dismember. Ken is really very, very much a dead card in this matchup. So goes for the As Foretold. And he has the Restore Balance in hand. Yep, sacks all of his lands and plays the Restore Balance. Oh boy. Ariel's gonna opt in response to draw a land, but has to sacrifice all of his lands and creatures. Looks like he has to discard a card too. He has to rebuild. Though he did draw a Death Shadow, which now he can play. And if he's going to shock himself, that'll be a 10-10 Death Shadow, 11-11 Death Shadow. But he has no lands to fetch. Oh no. So, Manny gets game one. Off the back of no more lands in Ariel's deck. Because I was mistaken. In the last round, they would have been 12-12 Death Shadows. And that makes a huge difference. Not actually, but I can math sometimes, but not usually. In fact, if you've watched or heard this, you know I'm not really good at anything. Math-wise, at least. Or commentating, or remember card names. Or knowing wrestlers. Or knowing anything in life in general. But that's okay. So we're just here to have fun. And having fun is all that matters.
Yeah, literally just like Jace to bait out the counter.
I mean, I have to counter one.
Yeah, because I just bounced it.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, and then you sacked it to yourself, and I was like, okay, this is
Wouldn't I? Except killed me. But
they need a no life counter with like
yeah, you played it, and I was like,
human that lightning heals.
I like looked at your life.
I don't think it
It's the first time I've ever done that.
The last.
Probably the last. Hopefully the last.
I didn't change my life. Whoops. You just repeated me. That's fogging every turn.
It was all going on now.
I set why.
Okay.
Did you hear what that was? The Ingrid one.
But then you did a land.
So it has pro colors, so I can't do black.
I feel like that's actually pretty bad.
Okay, so that means 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1, 2. Actually, 5.
I'll go
And I'll pass to you.
All right. So we're on to game number 2.
He's a for sure bring it. That's a for sure. That's a for sure. But I'm feeling like our activity could have been better than that one. I mean, take out the countermate is.
So it looks like we got another Inquisition. Gonna take the As for Told. It's like he has quite a few lands in hand. Along with the sleight of hand. Didn't get quite a good look at what he took.
Kill myself.
Yeah, we're gonna go. I know how you're feeling.
Yeah. Here you go. I actually almost fucked myself that game. Because I sacked up all my things that make houses, and then you actually had a response, and I was like,
Find another creature for
I didn't find it.
literally the entire deck.
yeah. I was just like, well,
That was a balance,
yeah.
and he drew a Death Shadow off the top, but he had no fetchable.
Yep. That shadow land.
Yeah.
Fetch land, and must have thought scour more. Or discarded in the fatal sleeping.
It's okay, I don't expect to get more than tier 2 on my tournaments with this anyway.
Yeah, I was looking at the deck. Do you have a blue reason?
Play Death
Yeah,
Shadow.
that's the reason why it's not right.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like looking at the deck, and I'm like,
Dang it.
Went down in price, so I went for it.
yeah.
Everything.
It's a cool deck. It just sometimes it doesn't run as smooth as 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, hello, Robert.
I lose again.
Oh,
2 and 2. 50%.
it is the most middle deck ever. Well, Manny wiped Ariel's board of
Everything.
lands and creatures. Ariel top deck a Death Shadow and a land. And he got a fetch land. And he looked through his deck and had no more lands in his deck. So that was game 1. That was at 13. Not a good time to cast a Death Shadow.
No. Yeah, I was sitting right next to him when he did it. He was quite tilted. He was pretty tilted still.
He looked really upset after he did that.
Yeah, he kind of just gave up the game.
Yeah.
So I actually didn't hate playing.
Oh, that's good. Gonna start playing more often?
I still enjoy commentating,
Yeah.
but I might play a little more often.
There you go.
Try to talk Brent into playing.
Nah.
Kyle wants to see you play.
Kyle doesn't want me to see me play because then he can't hear me commentate.
He can listen to me, even though he hates me, with a burning passion.
Kyle doesn't hate you.
But he likes you more, with a burning passion.
I don't think so. Kyle, who do you like more, me or Bob?
I think he's dead.
That'd be sad. Then there'd be no one to watch her stream.
I'm eating this pizza I told you you could eat.
No, you can have it.
because you didn't eat it.
Okay. Thank you.
So why is it called Electro-Balance?
I don't know.
Okay.
That was the name that he gave me, and that's what I wrote down.
Can I call my deck like Steve?
If you wanted, I would have put that down, but you didn't give me any name. So at first it was blue, white, something.
Nope. So you said
Till I-
Brent.
What? Oh. Thank you, Kyle. You're my favorite viewer.
Got discriminated to all of our other viewers.
Yeah.
I like his As Foretold deck though.
It's
It
very...
looks fun.
He has so many cantrips, so you can always find...
He played all 4 ancestral visions against me.
Yeah, I saw that. That was pretty great. We hardcast all of them. Not hardcast,
Well, the
but...
fourth one he didn't.
The fourth one he did. Yeah, you're right. But yeah, he suspended 3 of them. I was saying this deck should be called, like, Blue Red Suspend, because, like, everything in his deck suspends.
At least we put on a good show for you to watch.
Absolutely. I appreciate it. I know Kyle appreciates it, even though it was you playing and not me.
I could wear a Brent mask.
That would be so scary.
You gotta give the people what they want, Brent. They want to watch you play.
Nope.
Kyle, do you want to watch Brent play Magic?
Or would you rather have me commentate?
We'll leave it up to Kyle.
Oh, sure.
See, I think it'd be fun to just build you random decks and you don't know what they are and play them on camera. I would find that enjoyable.
I know you would. Oh, Manny found his combo. He found a Restore Balance. Has Greater Gargadon on Suspend. Oh, jeez.
See?
The people have spoken.
Exactly.
The person has spoken. Suppose that means I need to play more.
All the decks I could build for you.
Oh,
Oh, see?
GoPro on GoPro. You can watch me.
See, there you go.
Be so.
Trent's got it done.
So commentate my own match.
Yeah, we don't even need me.
As long as my opponent knows I don't have this counter spell in hand, we should be good. What'd you say? Nothing.
The funny thing is, you could totally pull that off. You talk to yourself a lot anyway.
I do. I know. It's embarrassing.
Come on, we have this stuff for Arclight Phoenix.
I know.
Except for that new Drake or whatever it's called. Some decks are playing.
The pterodactyl?
Yeah.
We have that.
We do?
Yeah. That was part of the deal when I bought the of the.
I never even heard of
Phoenix.
that card till today.
Oh.
I also bought Assassin's Trophies. So
Oh.
you could play Abzant or Jund or or Sultai or
Rock. Oh.
Can't play the Vanifer deck though. That's me.
No, yeah, that's yours. You can play that weird pod deck.
It also is playing one hand weird garrison.
Ooh.
It'd be $1 if you can tell me what that card is.
I've never even heard of that card.
It's a land. Pull it up. Pull it up.
I don't even know what it's called.
Hanweir Garrison.
Hanweir
It's
Garrison?
an HANW.
I'm going to sack all my lands in response to the last trigger.
No, wait. It's not that one. Henweir Battlement. That's what it is. I'm sorry.
Jeez. See,
I let you down.
Kyle even knows what you're talking about, and you named the wrong card.
I'm a terrible, terrible person.
Hanweir Battlement?
Battlements. That's what it is. I'm sorry. You need the other one. It's if you control the garrison, they meld. I'm sorry.
Oh. But this one, target creature gains haste?
So you give the Vanifer haste. It's a Trent meld card.
Okay.
It lets you pod right away.
I suppose.
I mean, it's real bad, but
Well, I guess while we were talking about that, Manny 1. And Ariel is still on tilt about that.
Yes.
That 0/0 Death Shadow.
Or just a bet.
Well, do you want to talk about your deck, Bob?
Sure. We can talk about my deck. That was a lot of fun. So I wanted to play a control deck. Like a Jeskai control deck.
Yeah.
Because I feel like lightning bolts are really good. Lightning helix is good. Paths are good. Good against pretty much everything. I didn't play any sweepers except for anger.
Okay.
Played 2 anger in the sideboard. Some lists were playing subtle wreckage,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted more like answer cards.
Okay.
I was really hedging against playing against Arclight Phoenix or Dredge. Didn't play against any of those. I was playing 3 surgicals and 2 Rest in Peace
Okay.
in the sideboard, and then I also had 2 Stony Silences, the 2 angers, 2 dispels, and a engineered explosives, a wear and tear. So, I mean, it was just kind of like that broad spectrum. And the thing I liked about the deck was it was a control deck. Played Teferi, played Nahiri, played remands for counterspells, so no real like hard counters. But then it had the combo in it. So I mean, I could go along. I had 2 Celestial Colonnades, had the Lightning Bolt, had the 4 Snapcasters, had 2 Lightning Helixes. Most of my games though were won on the back of just comboing.
Yeah.
I never got to do the cool turn though, where you play the Felidar Guardian, untap your land, play Saheeli
And
combo.
you need like 6 lands to do that, I think.
My Tron opponent, game 1, in response to I did have 7 lands, and I had a Saheeli out, and I played the Felidar Guardian, and in response he repealed the Saheeli to my hand,
Okay.
and then I just replayed the Saheeli.
Oh. Because you had the mana to just
Yep.
replay. Okay, so it didn't do anything.
No, so then I just copied and
Yeah.
went off. I feel like the deck its record speaks for itself.
It's a very in-between deck.
Yeah, I mean, humans, he played 2 meddling mages against me game 1, and then 3 meddling mages against me game 2, and just kept naming, like my removal and my combo pieces. I would have had him game 2, but he named anger, or he got an anger with his freebooter. So, yeah, I think the deck's not great, but not terrible.
Sure.
50% is very, very accurate.
You feel that's where it is?
Would I play it again? Yes.
Okay.
It was fun. It's kind of like Splinter Twin in
Yeah.
a way. You still get that kind of control shell with your combo piece in it. I think it's a little bit better than if I was playing just like Restoration Angels and Kiki.
Yeah.
It's a turn faster.
Yeah.
Plus you have all your other cantrips. It was nice having Wall of Omens. There's a lot of times where I'd play a Wall of Omens and then either play as a Saheeli on turn 3 and copy the Wall of Omens.
I saw that. You did that a couple times on camera.
Or you just have and same with the Spreading Seas with the Felidar Guardian. I had a couple games where I'd have a Spreading Seas out and then play the Felidar Guardian, blink the Spreading Seas.
Just to draw a card.
The deck had a lot of draw power. I had fun playing it.
Good.
Which is what I was going for.
Yeah. That's what you always go for.
Yeah. So, I mean, I had a blast playing it, which is what I wanted to do. So, yeah, I liked it.
Good.
It was fun.
Oh, I'm glad.
We should poll the chat, though.
What are we going to pull them?
What deck do you want to see Brent play on camera?
Well, do we have options or just...
I want to see what they say, and then we'll see if it's I want to just throw it out there as anything. And then I will see
everybody in chat.
Trent and
Kyle and Trent, yes.
And miscellaneous viewers who may be there.
If you are, you should say something. Just
we'll see what they throw out there, and then we'll put up a poll. If it's too far out there, if they name like weird decks and stuff, but we can build pretty much anything within a reason.
Not everybody talk at once now.
He's deciding. You've given him a plethora of decks. Nothing boring. No Storm.
Storm is not boring.
When you play it, it is.
Because
you could have killed him like turn 3, and you're like, they might have it. I'm gonna wait till turn 7. They might have a counterspell.
The mono white deck
They might play
have...
this card that I've never heard of.
They might. It's happened before.
I also either this weekend or next weekend, depending on how things go, would like to get together and actually play some games on camera and record them.
Yes.
So if there's any matchups, either we can check the YouTube comments if you guys watch this later,
Oh, yeah, YouTube.
or if you guys have any matchups that you want to see, you're like, I really want to see what blue-white versus Arclight Phoenix looks like. Brent and I can build the decks, put it together. If you want to see what, we don't have the pieces, but we can obviously proxy it. Humans versus Arclight Phoenix, or...
And if you don't want to commentate too, or not commentate, comment on the YouTube page, you can also maybe just put a message on the Heroes Welcome Facebook page. Be like, hey, I want to see this sometime, or that's
yeah. We'd like to play some Magic and hang out. We're trying to get some.
Teamer Vile.
4-color control. I like that.
5-color Seance. Blue-black fairies.
We don't have the stuff for fairies. We used to. Brent hated it. He bought everything for fairies and played it once. Then he sold everything for fairies.
That was back when I didn't just keep everything.
Now you keep everything because you never want to sell it.
Because I might want to play it again. Because somebody might recommend blue-black fairies.
4-color control could be fun. I like that one.
Not green.
Not green. But yeah, we're trying to get more footage. Brent and I want to record some games so that in between we can actually have games playing instead of just you watching the "We'll be back" screen over and over and over. So if we can get some games recorded, try to turn the volume up so you can actually hear us talking at the table. Maybe do it on a night where it's not too busy. Black-white tokens, maybe we can maybe pull that off.
Vengevine's Dredge is a deck I've wanted to play, but we don't have Vengevines.
They're probably pretty cheap now.
Maybe?
No one plays the deck anymore.
No, but Vengevine, even before the deck was played, was an expensive card.
I mean, it's true. Didn't they reprint it, though? Or did it not get reprinted?
I have no idea.
Why don't you know these things?
Yes.
You watch more Magic than I do.
Yeah, but I also have a life. I have a wife and... Oh, wait, that's you.
All right, well, we will look up some stuff, maybe see what we can get put together. If you guys want to see something, or if you think of anything else you want to watch Brent play, let us know. All right, we're going to sign off. We will be back, hopefully watching Brent play Magic next Friday. He looks excited about it. Look at that face. Look at that face.
Oh, it was in the last Master set.
I thought so.
See, Kyle knows. White Jund?
Isn't that the Jund with... Lingering Souls?
I think so. That would be interesting.
And
that was the one deck that Kyle said that I'd actually be interested in playing. But I'd play anything because I'm open for anything.
See, we'll have Assassin's Trophies.
If they come in time.
And a Johnny. Yep, I thought the Johnny was in it.
And a Johnny. He was so excited he played Jeskai Control during the regionals. He said he played a main deck of Johnny.
We have 2 of Johnnies. If I only play one. But all right, I will build him something spicy. See you guys later.
Bye-bye.